everybody, it's your girl Andrea. I'm back with another video. Here I have my brother Kaylin on here, and I said I was going to do a question and answer, so you guys sent me a few questions and I have some written down and threw in a few of my own. So here we go. So Kaylin, what was I like growing up pre-transition?
Honestly, very feminine. She was a flamboyant little boy. Kind of knew she was going to be gay, maybe dressed in women's clothing, but you know how the femmes do. But she, really her personality is the same. She really hasn't changed, just her like outer appearance has changed. She's still the same person on the inside, in all honesty.
And that's what I like to say. I'm always the same person, it's just the outside changes, not the inside.
She's always been weird.
Okay, I'm not that weird, but I've been told. All right, second question. Well, you kind of answered it in the first one, but did I show any signs of being gay or trans growing up?
Yes.
What were those?
I'm not going to put myself out there, but there was a few times back in the day where we would play around. Play would be a code word for play with Bratz dolls. We used to play with our little sister, Imani. So we played Bratz dolls with her. I did it too, but I didn't know this was happening.
Right.
She never really showed signs of transition because I didn't know what the signs were to look for. Never really had that happen, and I never really met a trans before her.
Right.
But no, not really. I mean, like I said, she was always going to be gay, but...
I don't see how people didn't know, because when I was younger, I did dress up in girls' clothes all the time.
Twerked.
I had pictures.
She was
and
always
videos.
dropping down into a split. Everywhere she went, she was always hitting a pole. Like, I don't know how people thought she was going to be straight, but...
I don't either. But the guy gets.
Okay.
Okay. I'm done. Alright, so... how did you take me coming out as gay and then as trans? How did you find out? Because I didn't actually tell him I didn't tell him I was gay when I first came out. How did you find out about me being gay, Kaylin?
Everybody else in the high school, everybody would come to me and tell me that she was gay. But I wanted, as her being my sibling, I wanted her to come to me and tell me it herself. So I was defending her all through high school, like maybe even a little bit of middle school, like.
Middle school?
Yes, bitch. You was always a little bit. That's what I'm saying.
I was just being myself.
I always knew she was gonna be gay, but
doing.
I wanted her to tell me herself. So I was waiting for her to tell me, and I was just like, no, she's not. No, she ain't said nothing. All this time, this bitch had a boyfriend.
I had a boyfriend for like 2 weeks.
Whatever. She said.
And all we did was kiss. Anyway.
Okay. What was the second part?
And no, hold on, because as far as him finding out it was me being gay, my father told him. I never got to say anything.
Daddy told me about you turning trans.
Oh, Daddy told you about that?
Yes.
Oh, I gotta tell you about my coming out story later. But
well, I'm gonna tell you how I found about the coming out story. So I'm working. My dad used to have this little barbecue shack. I'm working the barbecue shack, and he comes up to me and he's like, "So why ain't nobody tell me Drea was gay or Drea was turning or trans or transitioning or something like that?" He worded it really weird. And I was like, what are you talking about? He was like, well, I found a notebook underneath her bed, and he went through the notebook, and then he seen some clothes, and then he seen some balloons. Like, she used to have, like, these glove balloons and water, and she would put them as breast. She found them. And I was just like, I mean, she didn't tell me, so I don't really know about it. I still don't know the bitch is gay. She still ain't told me she's gay. Like, what do you mean she's transitioning into a woman? Like,
I was very secretive.
And then I think you came later on that day. And remember
that. I remember that in the shack. He was being very passive aggressive towards me.
No, I was being emotional.
You were being passive aggressive.
I cried.
He teared up.
I threw some shit at her. Like, you don't keep that from your brother. That is not something you keep from, especially if he's supposed to be like these.
Whatever.
You don't keep that from your brother.
Oh my God, this is how he like sort of passive aggressively told me he knew. He was like, so I heard somebody at the high school is bisexual. I was like, what do you mean? He was like, well, I heard somebody's gay too. I'm like, what are you talking about? He was like, you know who it is. I was like, who? Tell me what's the tea? And he was like, no, you know exactly who it is. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And he was like, bitch, it's you!
Boy, it's stupid. Like, ain't...
Oh, he was pissed off. He was so
I was
pissed.
just ready for her to come out.
And eventually I did.
Yes.
Okay, so question number 4. Being a bisexual man, do you think it made accepting me a lot easier?
Yes, most definitely. Because when you become, or when you're part of the LGBTQ ... so on and so forth community, you have to be a little bit more open-minded to it. I mean, I already knew that I was a little, I liked boys back then, so I already knew my situation. And like I said, once I found out about her, I mean, all I really wanted her to do was tell me and shit. Once she told me, honestly, I really didn't play her for it. I never told her that she shouldn't do it. I was just like, I mean, shit, I'm here for you. I'm support. Like, I was her number one supporter from the beginning, so I just wanted that bitch to tell me.
Right, he just wanted to know, and I came around and told him in my own time. Everybody just was pressuring me to tell everybody because my dad was running. He was like, why didn't you tell me? I'm like, well, I didn't want to tell you until I was pretty sure when I was wanting to transition and what I wanted to do. But he went nosy and found everything. So. Snip daddy. Okay, question number 5. Did you have any worries once I came out?
Worries as in?
Like.
As a woman?
Like, yeah, did you just worry about
Girl, hell yeah. When we went to college and you started dressing up. I mean, she was dressing up before college.
The summer before I went off to college is when I started.
It got me kind of used to it. But, I mean, once you get to college, and not to be shady, but when you see a trans woman and then you see all these other girls around, it's kind of easy to clock. So, I really didn't want her to know. I mean, I knew people were staring at her, but I didn't want her to be harmed, talked about.
Which happened anyway. Right. And I was like I wasn't the only trans. There was another trans that was there with me. Her name was Leanna. Mm-hmm. She also has a YouTube channel, I think, but I don't know if she's still transitioning. But anyway, she was there with me, except she was a lot taller and more... She wasn't as passable as me, so I got away with a lot more than she could have gotten away with. So I wasn't alone, but then after she left the school, bitch, I was alone. So
yeah, like I said, I just didn't want her to be tried while I wasn't around. Niggas is rude. People are rude. Close-minded people are very disrespectful and mean. Yeah.
And irritating.
So yes, of course, I was worried anybody would be.
Okay, for question number 6. How did you think other family members perceived me transitioning? Let's start off with your father. How did your father perceive me when I started transitioning? Because, I mean, I know how he perceived me when he was in my face, but, like, when he wasn't in my face, did he, like, say anything to you? Or just acted a different way?
Besides that time when he actually came forward to me, I mean, he really never came to me again about it. But with my father, he was a lot more loving than I expect many fathers to be.
Right.
My thing about my father is our father. He loves you no matter what. You're still his child. And he's a big pushover. He's a big baby. So you can pretty much get away with anything. But he loves you no matter what. As far as your stepmother at the time.
That bitch.
I ain't gonna say too much because I don't want Carmen to get my ass. But she was just all the way around disrespectful about the whole fucking situation. Almost had to whoop her ass. Not me personally, but we had some folks on that ass.
That ass, he was ready.
But as her being our stepmother, we didn't really like her. We liked her family.
Yeah, she had a lovely family.
She had a very lovely family. Like, everyone else was so nice. Shout out to Ashlyn, Quentin. I still love you, little bro. Hey, grandparents. But, yeah, she was just all around disrespectful. I mean, you're supposed to take the place of my mother. Not really replace my mother, but you're supposed to be a mother figure.
Like mother figure, give me guidance.
Yes, so love me no matter what. Like, the woman was like, I don't want you doing this around my son. Threw away some of her shit. Like, she was just all around. And
this was right around before I went off to college, so she tried to throw away she hid my mom's. She threw away my weave. She threw away clothes that I had bought preparing to go to college. She threw away all that stuff. And then she felt no remorse about it. And this is money that I had saved and put hard work money into to buy all the stuff that I needed before I went off to college. And she just threw all that away. So I was pissed.
She came to college with a few of her old boy clothes.
That I had to make work.
Like,
girl, you know how you gotta think it.
She was stacked because it was like Route 21. She went like a shopping spree at Route 21.
Okay, did she
came back and all her shit was thrown out. Like, she caught me crying. All I hear was tears. I'm finna go off. I'm on the way. I told my mom. She's like, where you going? To my dad's. Why? I'll tell you later.
Okay.
Went over there and made a whole scene.
It was a very dramatic moment.
Okay, next person. As far as our little sister Imani, she's coming around, I would say.
She is. I'll give her that. 4 years later.
Now, let me tell you this. This bitch came out while our little sister was still in high school.
Okay, sorry guys, we were interrupted. So, back to Imani, which is our little sister. How did she perceive me transitioning?
Like I was saying, she came out while Imani was still in high school. So, Imani had everybody in high school that knew her, knew me, knew Imani, knew Tierney, knew everybody was telling her, like, your sister is doing this and your sister's doing that. And they had their own little opinion because high school kids are also, close-minded. So, Imani really she had to put up with all that talk coming from all different ways. Plus, at home, I'm going to put all my people at home in one group, my mom, my nanny, and Tierney. They all are close-minded as well. So, they don't see her as a girl. That's the old her to them.
Right.
That's her.
Oh, by the way, we're half siblings, by the way, just to let you know. So we have different moms. So he lived with his mom and I lived with our dad. So that's how that situation works. So him and our little sister and his family situation. So yeah, starting there.
But Imani, she was just close-minded, and she, like I said, she's starting to come around. You just had to give her time because, like, again, she was young.
I think 4 years is a little long.
Not at all. On top of you moving away and not keeping in contact with anybody, not wanting to keep a relationship with anybody. You could at least keep in contact with your sisters.
Listen.
And Imani was like these. Like, they was closer than me and Imani was. Like, her and Imani was tight as fuck.
And
I just don't understand why y'all didn't. I mean,
it was her.
No.
And I don't want to hear it on as far as I didn't communicate with her. Cause when I went
and she didn't even tell Imani.
When I went off to college.
She just boom pow.
He told Imani.
Yeah. So how does that feel that your brother got to come and tell you that you're turned into, you want to hear that from your own sibling? I'm confused.
I didn't tell her?
No.
I thought I told her. I didn't? Oh, shit. Looks like I didn't tell her.
So hell, you didn't tell me. Daddy told me. She really didn't tell anybody. She just...
Yeah, but then again, like I said, back to the communication thing. As far as us communicating, she also didn't communicate with me on that end because she was still calling him in college, still texting him in college, asking how he's doing, knowing we're roommates because we roommated in college. I talked about that in a previous video. But all that, no, she didn't even have my number. We just got each other's number this year after 4 years.
But that also goes back to her not coming out and saying it to herself. She had to find it out from me. You didn't tell her anything.
And then again, okay, it happened.
She didn't take the time to explain anything to her. Like, you can't just pop that on somebody and think that there's going to be, accept it like that. Nobody's... Like I said,
4 years.
She's the first trans that we've ever been around. Our family, we got a few gays in our family, but trans, that's unheard of in our family. Unheard of where we're from. Kokomo, Indiana, it's a small town, up north. Yeah. But... you just can't pop that on somebody and be like, okay, bitch, accept it, don't accept it, I don't give a fuck. Like,
that's how I did your father.
You did everyone like that, and that's why everyone's relationship with you was a little quirky in the beginning. She's probably said it before, you should go to therapy, go with your family, and not just up and do this, because it's very dangerous. But that's what she did, and she expected everybody to be on board like that, and it wasn't happening.
I gave people their time. I'm just saying, it took people longer than others. But like I said, me and my sister were in a better place. So we're in a good place. We're in a better place.
They are in a better place. They still got to sit down and have their little talk that they're supposed to do over wine and weed.
I don't smoke. I don't condone drugs, y'all, on my channel. Anyway, so question number 7. Okay. So what did you do to prepare yourself for me transitioning?
I went and looked and searched what you were going to kind of look like. I never really thought that she would come out looking like this. Like, as her, she's come a long way.
Y'all seen my first video that I posted when I was 4 months on. Actually, my face really hasn't changed as much. But my voice has definitely changed a lot from that 4-month video on my very first video.
Your face has softened.
It has?
Yes, it has. It's gotten a little cheekier too. But I looked it up. I seen Amaya Scott, seen Laverne Cox, seen a few others, but then I also seen these girls from Chicago and Indianapolis and Florida, and it's
shady.
I didn't want her to look like that, so I'm like, I really hope she knows what she's doing.
Because there were some very brick-built bitches.
Rude. They waited too long to take them bones. That's what it was.
No, I'm not gonna shade the girls, but the girls have shaded me.
Yeah, they have shaded you many times. Not some shady girls.
Okay, shady girls. The girls here aren't very friendly. They're very, oh, hi. Like, bitch, you don't have the appearance to be shady. You can't be shady looking like a brick. You can't do it.
Okay. Woo.
Alright, so, next question. Did you hope that I was just going through a phase when I transitioned?
At first, I really didn't hope. Okay, kind of. I was like, I hope she comes through this. I hope she, grows out of this. It was kind of like I hope she knows what she's doing. Not really, I hope she grows out of this. I hope she knows what she's doing. Shit. Like I said, I was bisexual at the time, so what she wanted to do, there's really no change in our mind. Once our mind is made up, this is like a family thing. Once our mind is made up, there's no really change in our mind.
Okay, we're gonna go through it. We're gonna
the only thing you can do is either support her or, diss her. But
stay the fuck out of my way.
Yeah. Basically. But no, I didn't think it was, like I said previously.
Okay. So, did you feel any pressure having a trans sister while you were in college?
Let me tell you about the first year. The first year was me and my girl T. We was walking around, and everywhere we looked, for some reason, I'm not trying to sound cocky, but there was like people just staring. Like we used to walk around with our shades on. We was too cool for school, but everybody would just stare at us. And then she came, and then it was staring and pointing and taking pictures, and people want to get their phones out and giggle and laugh and point and shit.
Like I said, very petty and shit.
Yes. So I did worry. It was like I said, I just didn't want nobody to come at her the wrong way, come at me the wrong way. But like I said, we always kept us a piece of steel on us.
Always came correct just in case.
Mm-hmm. So, that's that.
Alright, so, has there ever been a time that you felt embarrassed by me?
Yes.
Oh.
And this is not even when she came out as trans. This was...
Damn!
She was just a weird child. Like I said, she was a boy doing splits and twerking, and I was who I was, but I wasn't showing it like that. And she just didn't give a fuck. She just still doesn't. That was just her attitude. Okay. But she's coming to party. Me and Imani, our other sister, was like these. We used to party together, get drunk, but she was never invited.
I was the oddball.
We always knew she was going to either, one, not do her hair, or come outside with some weird ass, tacky ass fro. The clothes wasn't right. The style was just all wrong. And she was awkward in person. Like, she was an awkward, person.
I'm not that awkward.
You're very
awkward. Okay, back then I was a lot more awkward just because I wasn't comfortable with myself.
Exactly.
And I didn't know how to dress when I was a guy because I didn't feel like wearing guys' clothes. I didn't want to, so I never felt the need to dress and put myself into like a good light like he was, because he was very fashionable. I didn't care about what I wore because I was like, oh, one day, bitch, I'll be wearing a dress. So I don't give no fuck. More like Velvo. Don't try it. Okay, so this could be a good one. Have you faced any negative situations because of me?
Yes. There's always a yes to these questions. With my household, she was not allowed to come over to the house. My mom didn't want to walk in and see her sitting on the couch. My mom didn't want to walk in and see her sitting in the house. Now she's come around because I've given her no choice. You're going to accept it whether you like it or not. Not other than that. Some people that are not comfortable around it are comfortable with it, and you're like with me and you're just not meeting them for the first time. Sometimes they act a little weird, act a little funny because they don't know how to talk, or they don't know what to say, or they don't know what to call because they're not used to close-minded people. But other than that, not really.
Well, I'll give you a nice instance. There was this party that we went to. What was it called? I think it was the Kappa Pajama Party. It was a Kappa Pajama Party. And I was there. I was dancing with a guy and blah, 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 blah. He was with me. A lot of people were there. And when the guy started doing some extra shit, like basically everybody started crowding around us and watching us dance. And next thing you know, somebody shouts out, "That's a dude! That's a nigga!" So, bitch, this nigga's on top of me grinding. I'm like, oh, shit. Oh, shit. These little bitches got cameras on me like World Star. This is like a big, tall, buff African nigga. And I'm like, oh, shit, I'm finna get my ass whooped. So bitch, I'm like, Kaylin, help me, help me. Kaylin snatches me up out the crowd. Bitch, we're trying to get up out the motherfucking place. Bitches are trying to grab my wig. I don't got time. So then me and Kaylin, as soon as we bust open them doors, we book it to my car.
Yeah, we did run.
That was just one
That's the fastest I ever
negative
ran.
situation. That is the best I've ever seen him run. He did track for. Only for about a week because he fucked up a hurdle.
And then turn around to find out that wasn't nobody even following us, and the nigga was, damn near cool with it.
Right. We were just paranoid as fuck because it's like, this is a crowd of motherfucking people.
Yeah.
About to turn on me.
And it was
y'all seen Animal Planet? Shit. Okay. And the 12th question. Do you like me better as your sister or did you prefer me as your brother?
There's times when I miss my brother. There's times I kind of stare at her like, damn, she's really changed. Like, damn. But yeah, I prefer her as my sister now because she's who she is and she's comfortable with herself. And like I said, she really hasn't really changed. Her personality hasn't changed. She's still weird as fuck. Crazy as hell. But she's just who she is now. She is she. Shit.
I am she and she is she.
She said she is me.
Shut up.
Fucked it up.
I did. Fuck it up. Okay, well, since you said I'm the same in a lot of ways, how do you think I'm different?
The obvious reasons, the way you dress, the way you move, the way you talk, the way your actions are, the way you're just all the way fish.
Hear that?
But like I said, her personality is still the same. Maybe back then because she didn't really feel comfortable with herself and now she's built like a strong shell. She reads the fuck out of people for no reason. Like,
I mastered
she don't know how to compliment nobody. Like, the compliment is always an insult.
It's just that I'm always used to somebody trying to shade me first, so I try to beat them to the shade.
And she got
because I know somebody always ready to shade.
Yeah.
You gotta learn how to clap back when you're in this life, because people are gonna shade you regardless. All right, and got 2 more questions, and then we shall be done. 3 more, actually. Okay, and this has to do with, how do you view the men who are attracted to me, and do you think I'm treated differently by men than cisgender women?
First answer.
Do you?
I don't.
Straight, gay, bisexual.
I see him as straight. Like, shit. If you know, first and foremost, and you still go through with it, and she identifies as a woman, this is what she is, this is what she's doing, and you're okay with it at the time and all that other shit, then you're straight.
You hear that, fellas? Say it one more time for the...
You're straight.
The DL trade in the back.
Okay, for all you DL thugs that think that this is just a fantasy right here, it ain't just a fantasy. Now, you're straight. Accept it.
Thank you. Okay, and the second part. Do you think I'm treated differently than cisgender women when I am dating men?
Yes, back to the fantasy part. Everyone thinks that this is just something, a little quickie, a little fantasy. What are them things called?
A fetish?
A fetish. There it is. Some people think that it's just a fetish, and it's not. Men play with her feelings, play with all you girls' feelings, and all it is like a fetish to them. So y'all need to quit hoeing around and thinking that every nigga that's trying to get in your drawers is for you and falling in love so quickly. It's not. Work on you, your appearance, your tuck game. Your blending is blending. Your weaves, some of them are stiff and dry. I feel like as a trans woman, you should work on yourself more than out there trying to get some dick and trying to get some loving and trying to fuck. Like, you need to find who you are. You trying to figure out who you are and still trying to get yourself fish. So stop going for all these DL trade niggas that's trying to give you some dick all the time. Stay off them apps.
Stay off Grindr, Scrub, BGC, Adam for Adam.
Don't be number, what's number we on?
Like what, 27?
Don't be number 27.
You know how the trade like to kill us. They always want to say, hey, oh, well, I didn't know she was trans. I didn't know it was a nigga. Da-da. When all the time they sucking peas and telling you to send pictures and they sending pictures of their booty hole tooted up in the air.
Arches in a bag. And some of them even take the dick. Like, and then you gonna act like you don't know. Because your niggas look at you because you walk around funny the day after.
Okay. Last two questions. Okay. Did having a trans sister change your view on the community?
The LGBTQ community?
Well, the trans community. Like, how was your perception of the community before you found out about me transitioning, and then after our transition, like, did you feel differently about the community?
Before, ask the question again.
Okay, so before
hold on, where you going?
I'll be back to the question.
We'll edit that part out.
Okay, so did having, what was it? Okay, so before I transitioned, what was your view on the trans community?
Okay, before she transitioned, my view on the trans community was non-existent. Because like I said, in Kokomo, we didn't have trans. I mean, we had femmes, but we didn't have trans. Or I didn't see any trans. I didn't know of any trans. And before her, I really didn't go out and look up trans. I knew of Laverne Cox and all them, but I was just thinking, hey, them is women's. But now, I mean, I see you guys as all people. We're all people with feelings and all that good stuff. Trying to find ourselves in this crazy world that we live in. Everyone just wants respect. If I'm not hurting you, then what's your issue with me?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I like that answer.
Thank you.
Okay. And the last question. What is your just take on people who have transgender siblings? Like, what would you like to say to them?
If
to people who have transgender siblings and they're going through the same thing that you went through with me, what is your advice to them?
If you're a parent or another sibling or you're a cousin or all that good stuff, you have somebody in your family that's going through the transition, the best thing you can do is be supportive. That's the only thing you can do, because obviously they made up their mind. Do not outcast them from the family. Do not shun them. Some people kill themselves over that. That's why some of them are out there, sucking random dick and getting killed, because they don't have the support from their family and they have to support themselves. Be open-minded. They're still the same person that they were before they transitioned. They're just finding themselves. Everyone has their own person inside, and everyone has to find themselves. You found yourself. Why can't they find themselves?
Exactly.
I'm confused. Just support them and back them up 110%. That's still your child, your flesh and blood, your kinfolk. So ride for them just like you would if they wasn't transitioning. Period.
Because family is still family, and they shouldn't be treated any differently. Alright, well, this is my brother Kaylin, and thank you for coming on my show, because he's wanted to be on the show for a while.
I have. She ain't never had me on. She's selfish and always like to have herself on, so.
Right. And if you guys would like to have him come back and do something else, and write down in the comment section and let me know, and follow all my social media apps in the little description bar at the bottom.
Mine too, it'll be in the description bar as well.
Alright, and this is your girl Andre, and goodbye.